There's one used BMW X5 model year sitting on used car lots right now that looks like an absolute steal. Low price, clean Carfax, looks perfect in the photos, and it might be the single worst financial decision you make this year. The BMW X5 has been one of the best-selling luxury SUVs in the world for 25 years, but not every model year deserves to wear that badge. Some years are genuinely excellent, tight, reliable, and capable of running well past 150,000 miles. Others are financial landmines, dressed up in leather and chrome, waiting to drain thousands of dollars out of your bank account the moment the warranty expires. In this video, I'm ranking the 3 worst BMW X5 years you should avoid at all costs, and the 4 best years that are actually worth your money. And I'm saving the single worst offender, the year that has genuinely emptied owner savings accounts, for the very end. Let's get into it. Before we rank individual years, you need to understand that the X5 has gone through 4 full generations: the original E53, 2000 to 2006, the E70, 2007 to 2013, the F115, 2014 to 2018, and the current G05, 2019 to present. Here's the important part. Reliability data consistently shows that the second generation, the E70, is particularly poor for reliability compared to the rest of the lineup. That's not a coincidence. It lines up almost perfectly with several of the worst individual years we're about to cover. The general rule of thumb with BMW SUVs also applies here. It's usually wise to avoid the very first model year of a brand new generation, since that's when new engines, new electronics, and new suspension systems are still being worked out in the real world instead of the lab. Keep that pattern in mind, because you're about to see it show up again and again. Let's start with the years you want to scroll right past on the used car listings. The 2011 BMW X5. On paper, the 2011 X5 looks tempting. It's the mid-cycle facelift year for the E70 generation, with a refreshed front fascia, updated interior trim, and a used market price that's dropped low enough to look like a bargain, often sitting somewhere in the high single digits to low teens, depending on mileage and condition. But that low price exists for a reason. This is the model year infamous for a stalling problem, where the SUV would unexpectedly stall out, most often at low speeds, the kind of failure that's not just expensive, it's genuinely dangerous in traffic. On top of that, 2011 shows up repeatedly in airbag and restraint system complaints, adding a real safety concern on top of an already frustrating ownership experience. The interior quality itself is genuinely nice for the era: soft leather, a driver-focused cockpit, but no amount of nice trim material makes up for a car that can stall out at a stoplight. The 2013 BMW X5. This is the year that Consumer Reports basically threw in the towel on. The 2013 X5 earned a dismal 1 out of 5 reliability rating, and the complaints back that number up. What makes this one particularly frustrating is that the 2013 model year actually drives beautifully. Strong turbocharged 6-cylinder power, a genuinely comfortable ride, and cabin materials that feel every bit as upscale as the sticker price once suggested. The problem is what's hiding underneath that nice exterior. Owners describe fuel pump failures so severe that the pump physically disintegrated inside the fuel system, along with fuel injection problems that cause stalling and sudden power loss. Add in a persistent oil leak problem, with owners reporting their X5s either burning oil excessively or leaking it everywhere, and you've got a car that racked up 252 customer complaints and 10 separate recalls for its generation. You'll typically find these listed anywhere from the low teens to around $18,000, depending on mileage, and that price gap compared to a similarly aged 2016 model should tell you something. The year that will actually empty your savings account, the 2008 BMW X5. This is the one. Out of every single model year BMW has ever built in the X5 lineup, 2008 holds the record for owner complaints, a staggering 327 complaints filed, along with 16 separate recalls, 7 of which were tied to airbag problems. Ironically, this was also the year BMW gave the X5 a genuinely nice mid-cycle interior update, with better switchgear and a more premium-feeling cabin than the years just before it, which is exactly why so many unsuspecting buyers get pulled in by how good it looks and feels on a test drive. But here's the part that should genuinely scare you. Owners of the 2008 X5 report a water leakage problem so severe that it's been linked to repair bills reaching as high as $10,000. The issue traces back to clogged drain tubes that let water pool inside the cabin instead of draining outside, and that trapped water goes on to short out the electrical system, control modules, wiring harnesses, sensors, the works. On top of that, owners report loss of power incidents while driving, frequently traced back to a failing alternator and battery, with real-world repair bills landing around $2,000 just for that fix alone. And because this generation of X5 has depreciated hard, you'll often find 2008 models advertised for well under $10,000, meaning the repair bill on this car can genuinely exceed what you paid for it in the first place. Combine a 5-figure water damage repair with electrical gremlins that can keep coming back, and you understand why the 2008 X5 isn't just a car with some issues. It's a car that can genuinely wreck your finances if you're not extremely careful during the pre-purchase inspection. Rule of thumb: if you see a cheap 2008 X5 for sale, walk away. Unless it comes with an airtight service history and a mechanic willing to personally verify the drain tubes and electrical system. Now let's flip the script and talk about the years that are actually worth your money. The 2000 BMW X5. Yes, the very first model year the X5 ever existed. It sounds counterintuitive, but the original 2000 X5, especially with the inline-6, has developed a reputation as one of the most reliable and longest-lasting versions of the SUV, with plenty of examples pushing well past 150,000 miles. It's old, it's basic by modern standards, no touchscreen, no advanced driver assistance features, but the driving experience is surprisingly engaging, with the kind of sharp steering and planted handling BMW built its reputation on. And because it's a 25-year-old vehicle at this point, clean examples typically sell for well under $10,000, sometimes closer to $4,000 to $6,000, making it one of the cheapest ways to own a genuinely well-built X5. The 2016 BMW X5. By 2016, BMW had ironed out the early F-150 generation kinks, and this year consistently shows up as one of the strongest, lowest complaint model years in the entire lineup. It hits a sweet spot, modern enough to have contemporary tech and safety features like a proper touchscreen infotainment system and adaptive cruise control, but mature enough that BMW had already worked through the early bugs. The cabin feels genuinely upscale, with real attention to fit and finish that holds up well over time. Expect to pay somewhere in the high 19s to low 20s for a well-kept example, which is real money, but it buys you a noticeably more dependable ownership experience than the cheaper, older years. The 2018 BMW X5, the final year of the F-150 generation, and arguably its most refined. Like 2016, the 2018 model year benefits from being the last, most polished version of a platform BMW had years to perfect. Few recalls, few complaints, and the well-sorted combination of comfort, tech, and reliability that makes it one of the smartest used X5 buys on the market today. The materials quality, ride comfort, and overall build feel noticeably more dialed in than earlier F-150 years. Pricing typically lands in the low to mid-20s, and for that money, you're getting a genuinely mature, well-tested version of the SUV, rather than a car still working through first-generation growing pains. The 2022 BMW X5. If you want the newest generation done right, this is it. The 2022 model year currently holds the title of the best-scoring BMW X5 for reliability, with strong follow-up performance from the 2023 model year right behind it. BMW clearly used a rocky debut of the G05 generation back in 2019 as a learning experience, and by 2022, the electrical gremlins and early teething issues that plagued the newer platform had largely been resolved. This is also simply a nicer car to be inside than anything on this list. A genuinely modern cabin with a curved digital display, excellent materials, and far more advanced tech than the older years offer. That quality comes at a price though. Expect to pay anywhere from the mid-40s well into the 50s or beyond, depending on trim and mileage, making it by far the most expensive entry on this list, but also the one that most closely matches what buying a brand new luxury SUV should actually feel like. Look at those two lists side by side and a pattern jumps out immediately. Almost every bad year is either the first year of a new generation or a mid-generation year plagued by one specific unresolved defect. And almost every good year is either an original, simple, well-proven design or a late-cycle model year where BMW had years to quietly fix what was broken. That's not a coincidence. It's how the entire auto industry works. New platforms launch with problems. Mature platforms get refined. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this one rule. When shopping for a used BMW X5, chase the last year of a generation, not the first. Knowing which years to avoid is half the battle. Even a good year can turn into a bad purchase if you skip the right inspection steps. And even a bad year can occasionally be a smart buy if the previous owner already fixed the known issues. So before you hand over any money, here's exactly what to check. Start with the cooling system no matter which generation you're looking at. Electric water pumps and plastic cooling components are a weak point across nearly every BMW X5 year, and they tend to fail without much warning, leading to sudden overheating. Ask for maintenance records showing the water pump and thermostat housing have either been replaced already or are original with documented mileage, so you know exactly what you're inheriting. Next, if you're looking at anything from the 2008 to 2013 window specifically, get underneath the car and inspect the sunroof and cowl drain tubes yourself, or pay an independent mechanic $50 or $100 to do it for you. This single check is the difference between buying a clean, dry X5 and buying one with hidden water damage that won't show up until months later when the electrical system starts acting up. It's the cheapest insurance policy you can buy against a 5-figure repair bill. Don't skip a pre-purchase inspection at an independent BMW specialist, not a generic mechanic. BMWs have quirks that a shop unfamiliar with the brand can easily miss. Things like valve cover gasket seepage that looks minor now but turns into a bigger oil leak down the road, or early signs of timing chain guide wear that only an experienced BMW tech would know to listen for. Pull a vehicle history report and specifically look for recall completion status. Remember, the 2008 model year alone had 16 recalls. If even one of those wasn't addressed by a previous owner, that's a red flag worth walking away from, or at minimum, a bargaining chip to knock a significant amount off the asking price. Finally, always check for aftermarket modifications to the suspension or engine tuning software. A modified X5 might drive great on the test drive, but altered tuning can mask underlying mechanical issues or accelerate wear on components that were never designed to handle the extra stress. If a seller mentions a tune, chip, or aftermarket exhaust, budget extra for a deeper inspection before committing. Do all of that and you dramatically shrink your odds of ending up as the next owner posting a frustrated forum thread about a surprise repair bill. Here's something most car buying videos never tell you. Knowledge like this is also leverage at the negotiating table. Bring up the known drain tube issue on a 2008 to 2013 model or the documented recall count for the specific year you're considering and ask the seller directly whether those items have been addressed. Sellers who've done the work will have paperwork ready. Sellers who haven't will often knock several hundred to a couple $1,000s off the price rather than deal with a buyer who clearly knows what they're looking at. And don't be afraid to walk away. With 4 solid model years to choose from, 2000, 2016, 2018, and 2022, you genuinely don't need to settle for a risky year just because it happened to be the first listing you found. Patience is the cheapest tool in your entire car buying toolkit. One more thing worth mentioning before the final verdict. Even a good X5 year isn't going to be cheap to maintain long term. This is still a German luxury SUV with a complex electrical system, air suspension on higher trims, and turbocharged engines that expect premium fuel and regular oil changes with the correct specification. Budget realistically for annual maintenance costs well above what you'd pay on a comparable Toyota or Honda SUV, even on the best model years. The difference between a good year and a bad year isn't whether you'll ever spend money on repairs. You will, on any X5, eventually. The difference is whether those repairs are routine wear items you can budget for or catastrophic failures that show up all at once and blow past whatever you had set aside. That's really the entire lesson of this video distilled into one sentence. So here's the bottom line. If you're shopping for a used BMW X5 right now, put 2008, 2011, and 2013 on your permanent avoid list, especially 2008, which has genuinely put owners into five-figure repair bills over a single water damage problem. On the flip side, the 2000, 2016, 2018, and 2022 model years represent the smartest, most dependable versions of this SUV that money can buy. The X5 can absolutely be a fantastic luxury SUV to own, but only if you're buying the right model year. Buy the wrong one, and you're not driving a luxury car. You're driving a very expensive, very stylish liability. That's the real story on which BMW X5 years to chase and which ones to run from. If you're currently shopping for a used X5, drop the model year you're considering in the comments, and I'll tell you honestly whether it made either list. And if this video just saved you from buying a 2008 X5, do me a favor and hit subscribe. There's a lot more of these years to avoid breakdowns coming. See you in the next one.